Hello, my name is Göran Boll. Last week here on HealthFlix, I guided you through the most researched yoga sequence in Swedish yoga research history. Today, I will take you through a guided meditation. The idea with this meditation is that even in normal life, under normal circumstances, we have a lot of stress in our lives. We have a lot of stuff on our minds. And these days, with the world turned both upside down and inside out at the same time, stress levels rise even more. The idea with this meditation now is to take you deeper into relaxation, deeper into calmness, peace within yourselves, even in these days. If you take the parable with the merry-go-round, most of us have been on a merry-go-round, and if you take one of those merry-go-rounds that go pretty fast, and you're sitting in one of those seats towards the edge of it, and it moves fast, you feel the gravitational forces pulling hard at you, and you're holding on not to fall off. And then you look towards the center of the merry-go-round, and you see me standing there. I'm the guy, the handler, the maintenance guy, overseeing your ride. And you're looking at me and you think, that guy is on the same ride as I am. And I'm sitting here holding on not to fall off, and he just stands there casually, doesn't seem to be pulled by any forces at all. The difference between you and I is that I'm standing more centered on that merry-go-round. And that's true for life as well. The more centered you are in yourself, the less the forces of life can pull and tug at you. So this meditation is about moving closer to the center of the merry-go-round, closer to the eye of the hurricane. Now, in order for you to do this in a good way, you need to address a few things first. For the next half hour, you need to make sure you are not disturbed. So if there's anyone else at home or where you are, tell them now not to disturb you for half an hour. And if you have your phone with you, put it in airplane mode, mute it so it doesn't ring or ping or buzz or vibrate and disturb the meditation for you. So I'll give you 60 seconds. Take care of business, and then we continue. There. Now, decide if you want to do this sitting up or lying down. Lying down could be more relaxed as a position, but there's also a greater risk or chance that you'll fall asleep during. But it's important that you are comfortable. So if you're sitting up, sit in a way so that the body doesn't start pinching or squealing or squirming or aching because of the sitting position. So maybe you should sit up on a stool or sit with your back against the wall, maybe stretch your legs out in front of you. Just make sure you can keep your spine straight and be able to do this completely relaxed. Now, close your eyes. When a stranger tells you, close your eyes, relax completely, part of you will say, okay, I'll give it a try. But most often, a deeper part of you, the more unconscious, life-saving part in you, the survival machine since the dawn of man inside of you says, I don't know, who is this guy? I better keep one ear open and one eye open and make sure I'm safe. And we need to address that part of you. So we'll do that first. So sitting or lying with your eyes closed, start registering what's happening around you. Use all your senses, but your eyesight. Eyes closed, just take in what's happening around you so you can identify the different sounds. Start with what's happening outside the room you are in. There are bound to be a number of natural sounds. Maybe traffic outside, people walking by outside talking, a dog barking, things like that. Natural sounds in the environment. Register those, identify them, and just let go of them. You don't need to focus on them anymore. You know what they are. Focus on the building, the apartment, the house where you're in, and listen to the sounds, the natural sounds from within the building. Neighbors above or below maybe. Someone listening to a radio far away. Things like that, the natural sounds in everyday life inside the building. Listen to it, identify it, release and let go. And now you focus on the room you are in. Whether you're alone or with someone else doing the same thing as you are right now. Identify the sounds inside the room. If you're with someone, maybe you can hear him or her breathe. Maybe he or she is slightly moving around a little bit and you hear the rustle from clothes, furnitures. Identify all those sounds so you can sort of check the box, release and let go. And now focus on yourself. Once again, make sure you're comfortable. Scan your body, make sure there are no bones or joints aching unnecessarily, pinching skin somewhere, or making the blood does not flow as it should. Make sure you're comfortable where you're at. And now, listen to your own breathing. Even if you're a silent breather, if you listen close, you can hear the air going in and out through your nose, because that's what you should do now. Inhale, exhale through your nose. You can hear the sound, the soft hissing sound, scraping sound of the air moving in and out of your nostrils. Identify that sound, check the box, release, and let that go. And now you are ready. You've scanned your surroundings, you know you're safe, and now you can move inside. So next time you inhale, follow the breath inside of yourself. And place yourself deep in your own mind. Pick up a chair, put it against the wall, and sit down at the edge of your own mind. So everything that now happens inside your mind is happening in front of your eyes. You can see it all. And without interfering, without judging, and without laughing too much, observe what's happening in your own mind. See all the thoughts, see all the emotions, see all the fragments of stuff that's floating around in there. Pictures from dreams, ideas about the future. Be there and just observe it all. It's like a wild show. It's like a circus in there. Everything is running around on that stage in front of you. It's just like a crazy party. Just take it all in, sit there with your back against the wall, and enjoy the show for a while. This is my mind right now. And as you are sitting there, you notice that you're holding something in your hand. It's a small remote with just one button on it. Curiously, you press the button and observe what's happening in your mind. And nothing much changes. Everything is still running around in there. The only thing that maybe happened right now is that everything is moving a little bit slower. But everything is still there. Watch the show. Enjoy the spectacle of your own mind. Now you press the button once more, and everything moves a little bit slower still. And now, when you look at it, you look at the whole picture, you see they are actually separate things. There are very thin cracks in between each thought, each emotion, each fragment, each dream picture, there's a tiny, tiny crack. Very, like a small hairline crack. Everything is still moving around, but you see now there are different, distinctly different aspects of your mind. And now you push the button once more. And the cracks become a little wider. Everything is still there, but you see the distinct cracks, the joints between each thought, each emotion, each fragment, each picture. They are very distinctly separate aspects. Moving a little bit slower than usual. And now you press the button once more. And the cracks become wider. And now you see clearly, they're not just cracks. They're actually spaces in between all those things running around in your mind. It's like all that stuff is stuff, separate stuff, floating around in something. You can see in between those thoughts and ideas, worries and pictures. And you press the button once more. And now you clearly see the space in between. You see all those things that constantly occupy your mind. They're very separate objects floating around in something, a space. And now you press the button once again. And it's like running those old types of movies slower. There are huge joints between each frame. And for a whole second there's nothing. There's just the space in between. And then comes another thought rolling. And after that, for a full second, there's nothing. Just the space in between. And now you shift your focus. You shift your focus from all that stuff you were observing inside your mind. And you start focusing on the space, the in-between. And now you press the button once more and the film stops right in between. So you're facing nothing in there. There's no stuff, no thoughts. You stop the film in the joint between two frames. You are now in the in-between, in the space where all that stuff happens. And now you move up from your chair and you start moving into that in-between. And I will leave you be for a little while and let you explore the empty space, the in-between, the eye of the storm, the eye of the hurricane. And after a while, I will guide you back again. But for now, enjoy the in-between. slowly, slowly. It's time to start heading back to that chair, moving back inside your mind. So go back, move back to that chair and take a seat there again. With your back against the wall, once again, experience your own mind. And experience if you feel any difference. How did this excursion affect your mind? And now, inhale deeply. And when you exhale, move back into the body. Embody yourself. Feel yourself back in the room where you started this journey. Take a few long, deep breaths and just experience your body again. If you're lying down, stretch a little. If you're sitting up on a chair, raise your arm and stretch them out towards the ceiling. Spread your fingers, inhale deeply. And if you're lying down, sit up, roll your shoulders a few times. Keep your eyes closed. And just sit up straight, maintain your eyes closed, and just collect the experience in yourself. What did I just do? How did this affect me? And how do I feel about it just now when it's all done? And then slowly, gently open your eyes again. Come back to the room. Welcome back to this part of reality. If you like this way of meditating, you can do it over and over again, as much as you please. This session is recorded and will be available both on the HealthFlix site, healthflix.online, as well as on YouTube. And take this experience and realize it's not that difficult to calm yourself. Actually, you don't need to do this for 30 minutes to calm yourself. In the yoga tradition where I come from, we say, close your eyes, take a few long, deep breaths. Focus on a mantra of your choice and just be like that. Eyes closed, long, deep breathing, and a mantra that moves in rhythm with the breath. If you want to know more about my work I have a project called the I Am Project. You can just follow me on my own website. You find it on the HealthFlix website underneath the presentation of me. It's very easy. It's Göran Boll, goranboll.yoga. And you press the English flag and you can read all about it in English. I've been developing something I call the I Am Project, which is how to use yoga and meditation as tools for increasing balance, increasing consciousness. We have a few minutes left now, and since HealthFlix is cost-free, we have a donation button on the website for Doctors Without Borders. Those are the guys who work with the people most in need around the world, the most vulnerable populations. Please consider donating to them. They're doing extremely important work. No amount is too small. Donate to them. If you have any comments or questions, you can now post it on the screen here, and I will read them out loud and answer them as they are questions. We have the first one. Where can I find last session? And this one on YouTube. Both these sessions are on YouTube, and you go to the healthflix.online website, you scroll all the way to the bottom and you press the YouTube button there, and you will automatically come to all the sessions. My last session was called the most tested yoga sequence in Swedish research. It was from Friday last week, so you'll find it there. Nicholas says, thank you, namaste. Namaste. Anne says, thank you very much, Göran. I really enjoyed this session. Thank you, Anne. Sarah, where did you train for yoga? Thank you. I'm trained in the Kundalini yoga tradition. I took my teacher training here in Sweden. My teacher is Thomas Frankell, an extremely talented teacher. And then I've also trained with other teachers internationally, but Thomas was my first and my best teacher. Anneli says, thank you, Göran. Thank you, Anneli. Mriga says, what is a good time to do this session? Yoga, the exercise part of yoga is very good to do in the mornings. Meditation can be done it's very good to do meditation both in the mornings, in the early hours of the morning, but also at night to sort of cleanse the mind from the day. So just before you go to sleep is a very good time to meditate as well. Keely says, thank you so much. When focusing on the space in between during the meditation, I noticed that thoughts arising occasionally. How best would you deal with any intrusive thoughts at this point. Not clinging, just let them go. See them as clouds in the sky and just watch them roll by and disappear on the horizon. Belinda Jane, thank you for a wonderful session. I found this meditation to be very powerful. However, I did notice my heart start to beat faster when I was relaxing into the visualization. Is that a normal experience? Yes, it is. It's your subconscious doing a lot of releasing, and that can affect your heart or your breathing. Nikki says, a pleasure to see you again, Göran, and thank you on behalf of us all. Nikki Teal, registered yoga therapist, love from South Devon, England. Thank you, Nikki. Nice to have been seen again. Tamara, thank you, Göran. Do you offer yoga training in English online? I'm working on that, and it will be available from next year. So register on my website, and I will send you information when it becomes available in English. Margareta says, thank you, Göran. Thank you, Margareta. Okay, that seems to be the last of the questions and comments, reflections. No, here's one more. Anneli says, I'm looking forward to your class tonight. It's one of my students. Kirsty says, thank you from London. Om. Thank you, Kirsty. Okay, let's take the last. No, here we have one more. Thank you from Edinburgh, Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous from Edinburgh. While we're waiting to see if there are any more comments or questions, just close your eyes for the last 1 or 2 minutes. Close your eyes and inhale slow and deep through the nose. Fill your lungs all the way up. And when it's full, just exhale passively, let the air go. And when it stops, when you stop exhaling, just relax for a few seconds. Sit still and just experience the body's reaction. It will tell you when it's time to inhale again. And when it does, you inhale again, long, deep through the nose. When it's full, all the way up to the top, release and relax. Exhale. Wait for a few seconds so that the body's natural rhythm surfaces here. And just sit like this for a few minutes. It will take you even further into relaxation and calmness. You know, we say in yoga that there's nothing stronger when it comes to a relaxation response than the long, deep yogic breath. Creates a deep parasympathetic nervous system response, changes the hormone expression, creates deep relaxation. Long, deep breathing. We have one more comment. Jean says, I sent the link for your first class to all my students and they love it. Namaste. Thank you, Jean. Keep your eyes closed. We have one more minute to go here. And then you can keep on relaxing, breathing, maintaining your calm. Okay, now I will wrap it up at this end. And I thank you very much for joining this session, and keep on watching HealthFlix. There's at least one more week with lots of interesting, fantastic sessions, lectures, exercises. Thank you for being a part of this. Sat Nam.